What it do? What it do? What it do, peeps? Oh boy. God, I've been like, it's like I've been stretching like almost my entire time. Anyways, how's it going, guys? What is going on to everybody today? Well, since when was the last? Actually, I didn't even check when was the last time I actually streamed. You know, it was like a month ago. I know the last thing I was streaming, I was trying to do like some gaming stuff, but I know from that point on, yo, what's up, man? Hi, hey, at him, welcome. It's been, how you doing, man? I do know, like, from at least I was trying to play some games last time. I don't know if I was gonna do it today. Test it. Yep. Yo, man, what's up, Loco? I wonder if hopefully that's I'm saying it right. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Probably should get the chat over here. What am I doing? Up it out. Thank you. Lyco. Okay. Okay. I'll make sure you were close. Okay. It's fine. It won't be the first time when anytime like a streamer finds like a new chatter or anyone new and they're like thinking in their heads, it's just like, hopefully I get this pronunciation right. I mean, obviously, like, my name in itself has like so many abbreviations. I mean, the actual full title itself, no, I never had any problem with it. I'm pretty sure everyone can say JustNobodyInParticular, but for a good point in time, like, because of how long the name is, I tried shortening it to its acronym, and I had like so many moments where people like said it completely different. Like, obviously, like, I don't care either way, because I think all of them are hilarious. But I've got JNIP so far has been like the most common. Then there's some people who say like all in one word, which is JNIP. And then and even though it's supposed to be an acronym, there was one person who actually, when they saw me, he's like, "Oh, what's going on, JNIP?" I was just like, that was kind of a surprise, but I'll take it. Oh my god, you'd definitely be surprised for a lot of people, but it's always good. But yeah, I don't know how long the stream is going to be, though. I know it's going to be mainly a decently short stream for the time being, and that's only because of certain YouTube issues. Let's go with that. I don't know. There's been a lot of that lately. I've been noticing from other people who take a shot every time. No, I'll save that. I'll save that for another time. I would like to do a drinking stream at some point. Maybe it'll be Sunday or maybe the next stream. I don't know. I'm still kind of planning that out. I'm hoping for like the next stream to be around Sunday. So I like to do one like after like the video comes out. To kind of just like mostly just talk about it and stuff like that. Because I'm actually really excited for this entire video. I spent so much time making this video. It was just like, I think by the time I did like that last stream, I was just like, okay, stop everything, just work on it. Actually, let me see if I can show, like, I'm not gonna actually show the video itself, but I'm at least show you like the actual timeline of everything. Because holy, this is like a, oh yeah, wait, did I even screenshot it at all? I forgot that's something I should be doing. That's always been like a weird thing I've done all the time, which is like screenshotting like my timelines every time. And I like to show people because I'm just, because I don't know a lot of people who's just like who do like video editing stuff like on their off time or is known for doing that. But it's always interesting showing people who have no idea how this stuff works, and they see this and they're like, my lord, what in the But you'd be surprised. Though. It's I don't think I have a screenshot. That's I'm gonna do a quick one actually. Man, yes, I know, guys. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing that. Save you. But yeah, let me give you like a good look. See. Show it up. It didn't. That's fine. Oh, wrong thing. What? Studio mode. Gotta love it. Why the heck is it over there? World. Well, whatever. In any case, yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what it do look like, bro. And it's a little bit laggy too because it's like there's just so much stuff. It looks like a whole fest. It looks like a whole fest of what? Okay, what freaking thing right there is kind of blocking. Hold on, where do I have to chat at? There you are. Looks like a whole festival. Pretty much, yeah. I'll put that there. That's basically what it looks like for a lot of people. But you can see just like it's like it's just a lot of stuff. With like a lot of layer. And it's funny, some of the parts and stuff is like it didn't even have to have a lot of layers. It was just this part specifically that had a lot of layers. And I think that's like the it's Sonic related. Yeah, it was a lot of images. And I didn't honestly like this part right here is just like I honestly didn't even need that. I think I just did that just for the sakes of like getting chapters and stuff because I think that's one of the YouTube issues that I had to deal with. It looks like you're trading stocks, yes. It just looks like some complicated gobbledygook or for like some people who's like not in the know when it comes to editing. Which almost makes you wonder how like some timelines look for like other editing softwares. I think specifically like DaVinci. Weirdly enough, I actually do have the DaVinci Resolve. I just never bothered to try and learn it. Because as much as like how stupid like Adobe's like subscription and payment methods are like, I say out of all their like apps and softwares, like it's kind of like it's for specifically Premiere. It's just hard to beat Premiere Pro. That's why it's like there's like a diehard like fan base of like at least specifically Premiere Pro. I know for like its other stuff, like it's After Effects, Adobe Audition, stuff like that. People can live without those. Which is funny because I kind of almost want to learn. I obviously do want to learn After Effects at some point. For some reason, it's just. I think out of all things I self-teach myself, like After Effects, like the one I'm struggling with. And then there's Adobe Audition because I don't know. Maybe because I tend to use Audacity majority of the time, but I don't know if Audacity has this. I wouldn't be surprised. But specifically, Audition does have like some sort of it has some sort of like effect or setting where because this is something that I was always looking for, where it's the fact that you're trying to, it's like you want to get like what was it? It was two kinds if I remember correctly. I think specifically the one I'm thinking of is the fact that if you have a certain voice line you want, but it's literally kind of covered behind like music and stuff like that. I think there's two different settings you can do where either you can take out the vocals and keep the music and vice versa. I think specifically I was looking for the ones where you can where I'm taking off the music itself, and clearly getting the voices I want. And you can actually like specify whether for male or masculine or feminine voices. And I'm sitting here like, why doesn't Audition have this? Why is it specific? That's the only reason why I'm sitting here like, okay, I at least have Audition just in case. Because I know there's like some voice lines I hear for a lot of different things, but it's all like covered by like music or something. And the fact that it's specifically that one I can do that, I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's good. But yeah, there's a lot, but I have a lot of stuff. I legit thought for like a split second that the entire video itself was gonna be like, given how it looked like, I thought, okay, it seemed like it was gonna be like around 40 minutes to maybe almost close to an hour. And then I realized it's like it's barely even 40 minutes. I'm sitting here like, you know what? Good time. Around 38 minutes or so. So it's like, you know what? I can live with that. I don't even know why I'm saving this. I don't need to do that. But yeah, getting back into like vividly editing longer than the Sonic movement video. That's actually a good question. Is it? If I remember correctly, I think maybe the Sonic one might be slightly longer. Oh no, this video is actually slightly longer than. So to give a good idea, this one in particular is it's around 38 minutes. The Sonic video is actually 37. So yeah, it's like barely longer than that. That's actually kind of funny. I know the last two videos I made, I mean, one was an update video and the other one was like a mini commentary podcast video. I was looking at both of them for some reason. I'm surprised like how close in time they are. They're actually like the exact same time, which is actually coincidentally hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, they're actually like, yeah, but the video itself is actually like just slightly longer by like a minute 10. What parts of the Sonic franchise are you going to talk about? It's actually kind of hard to say actually, because that's actually a lot of, I have a lot of different ideas in regards to, if you're talking about like in this video in particular, I mostly just talked about the series as a whole. The entire video itself is mostly just talk about like the canon itself for specific franchises, and I try to keep it to a minimum because I do go a lot longer for a lot of them, but it's mainly the franchises as a whole. And like and I only chose the ones that I feel like the specific niche that I think a lot of the franchises like are particularly like kind of like are mostly like kind of going about. That's the ones I talked about, because I can basically just give a spoiler because it's already in like the thumbnail in itself. For like at least like the main games, I'll be at least some of the games. Like for example, like at least I'll try not to go into too deep into it, but I know for like for example, because I know the first one, like I've been showing a lot of people is like the first part is gonna be Dark Souls, because that's kind of like a good obvious. Dark Souls is popular, the series in itself. That I say Dark Souls is kind of an exception to this, because I mostly talk about like the main general like series in itself. So, and what I mean by that, I'm talking about specifically Dark Souls series in itself. So, and it's an instant. In his franchise from FromSoft, which is basically I talk about so basically in its entirety I'm mentioning Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Bloodborne, and Elden Ring. I think specifically I used Elden Ring as like a primary example, and I think it's mostly because it is popular, but a lot of them kind of go in that specific category. And I mentioned Mario. Obviously I'm talking about the franchise in itself because obviously same thing with Sonic. And then same here. I think like because yeah, pretty much all the franchise and stuff is like they pretty much all kind of go in like in its own like specific thing, but a lot of them kind of satisfy specific categories. I think I think the reason I use Dark Souls is because I mean obviously a lot of games kind of go into these things. I just feel like these games are like the primary example of this specific part I'm talking about, but Dark Souls specifically being mainly about like the idea of games where you kind of have to either keep playing it or keep playing it multiple times to understand everything. Even though the more I've been doing my research and stuff like that, I find out the joke is that most of like the information you get from the game is based on like small snippets, small details, like either from talking to different NPCs or like even like small history of like certain items and weapons you get. It's funny because some of them it'll just be like completely minuscule. It'll be like that small sliver of text about a certain thing, and then at that point, that's when you kind of realize, oh wow, it's talking about, you connect the dots, and it's like talking about this whole expanded thing. Yeah, but with Sonic and Mario, there are a lot of different versions of canon. Okay, I know what you mean. I know specifically in this case with Mario is mainly just the games. Anything outside of that, I'm not talking about, because obviously I know. I mean, I did mention the Mario movie at some point, but the Mario movie adaptation is kind of somewhat based off of the game, so it's kind of so that's like an exception. But mainly just the games itself. Because obviously, I think the main thing I mentioned is how like, because the thing about the weird thing about Mario is just the fact that you would think like it has like a relatively normal like continuation of stories, because you can see that in its main series of games, but then you realize and what I mean by that is mainly like it's actual like just the stuff you find on like console, the game, and like I guess some on handheld, because Sonic kind of works in the same vein, whereas like each game that comes out, it kind of works as a continuation, because that's kind of what they're doing. They're basically building off of it, simple enough is like it works, but then they'll start coming out with other games that either has like completely different themes or goes in a completely different direction from what the story they're trying, or the narrative they're trying to build in, and then the moment you try and use that as a connecting, as a connector to the rest, you kind of realize there's some issues and mistakes here. I don't know if they realize that. The only difference is, at least with Sonic, it actually still kind of connects with the story, and they do the best they can. I think at that point it's just kind of like, even though it is seamless, it is kind of personal interpretation of, in a little bit, in a sense, but it's still at least relatively easy enough, quote unquote. Mario, on the other hand, like, no, Nintendo just strictly just like, yeah, they kind of just stopped caring at some point. And that's only because that's just how they want to like treat the series in itself. After a certain point, they're just like, sure, you can make your timeline stuff, but as we create these games, the idea of like where it is timeline wise, like, we kind of just like, and it's whatever. But yeah, it's mainly just the games. So pretty much, so in other words, with Mario, mainly just all the games. I know they have like a TV show and weirdly enough a manga, but obviously like those aren't going to be part of that. Sonic, kind of the same way. Mainly just the main game canon itself, but I do mention like the other ones, like the cartoons and stuff, because that's like, I think like the main thing I mentioned about Sonic is the fact that what I do like about like its story and its entire like canon itself is that he can be put pretty much any, because the way how his character design works, it works in a lot of like specific ways where pretty much you can put it in any sort of like position or any like general setting and it works. That's why a lot of people do like the movies in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, but as far as I know, Mario is a Sisyphus, but instead of rolling a boulder, he's rescuing. Yeah, that everything was canon for Sonic. It called basically that. But then again, that is also an issue. I think I mentioned with Sonic, because I know for Sonic I didn't go too deep into it because I know like those can be saved for an entirely different video. But I did mention like how, because my main issue, at least with Sonic, at least like, because even though like, yeah, like you said, pretty much you could just say everything's canon, call it a day, because it works mostly because it works that well. But that's only if you look at it surface level wise. If you try to go deeper, that's when it becomes a problem. And one of which is like I mentioned is how for some weird reason there'll be specific games that come out, like say like for example Sonic Colors. Everyone's more familiar with the Wii version, but there's also a DS version, and in the DS version it's kind of more of like a continuation off of like the Rush series of games, because the style and everything is pretty much the exact same. But for some weird reason, here I'm gonna switch back to main face cam, but the big issue is because like, even though like both games, both the Wii and the DS version, even though technically they're still one and the same, they're still relatively connected. If you look at both games, both the general like theme and direction for both games, like, although similar, are weirdly different. Like for example, in the Wii version of Sonic Colors is like, it mainly just focuses on Sonic and Tails, specifically Sonic in this case. And just him and his adventure like on the Eggman's space amusement park, and that's pretty much it. And then it makes you get like some questions like, why is it just Sonic and Tails like just having their adventure here? Like, it's literally a gigantic space station like orbiting their planet. How does no one else notice that? That's where the DS version comes in, where even though it still mainly focuses on Sonic and Tails, you'll get other like cutscenes of every other Sonic character actually coming onto the space station and seeing what's up. And I actually really like that. Like you find like cutscenes and stuff where you find like Silver and Blaze, and they kind of talk and stuff like that, and they actually do reminiscent that they kind of get deja vu of like stuff that happened in Sonic 06. And it's like a really nice form of fan service. There's even that one scene where everyone likes to talk about when power scaling Sonic, about Omega, where Omega is like calculating Sonic's speed and basically saying, oh yeah, if you keep going, you'll exceed faster than light. Like, people like to mention that part because like that's also good. It's like that's the one thing I do. Sure, is like my only issue is that it is a DS. The complexity for how the budget and stuff like that is a bit limited, but I do like that stuff. And it feels that, and also we get a final supersonic fight too, which is something that the Wii version kind of missed. And I'm sitting here like looking at these two, and I'm like, you sure that it's supposedly the same narrative? Because they're both different, and one kind of does it better. So, but at the end of the day, they're both still considered canon. So simultaneously, so at that point, you basically almost like pick and choose, or just say like both. They both kind of work in the same way. Sonic Generations do the exact same thing. I mean, the only difference is like, even though Generations is its own thing story-wise, like people just look at the console version and be like, yeah, that was good. I think Sonic Unleashed is relatively the same. Actually, wait. I actually almost forgot to mention Sonic Unleashed, but I think everyone can agree that the console version is like the definitive version. So yeah, so we're kind of chilling on that. The Wii version is still relatively the same thing. I think like just the way how the dialogue kind of goes about that is like slightly different because of the Wii in itself, like having just like not too powerful hardware, so they had to cut some corners. But no, everyone agrees like the Xbox and PlayStation version, literally the definitive version. So it's like no one really cares about the Wii that much. Even though I did play the Wii version before, and I never played the other version. I really want to. I know, Adham, I know that you mentioned about like what Sonic franchise am I talking about. I don't know if it's specifically about the video or the other thing, but in case you mentioned about the other thing, I'm still working on that. I mean, because now that I finally finished this video, now I'm just sitting here in my head just like, okay, what's the next video I can work on? I have like a lot of different ideas. Some of them can be another big project, depending on which one I do, but I feel like I can easily get done. I think the reason I started with this, the confusing game stories, I'm still kind of working the title itself, so that's why it's still kind of like question mark currently. I think by the time it gets to like, what's today? I think by the time it gets to Wednesday, that's probably when I'll finally update it. But I decided to mostly just start working with that video, and that's only because of the fact that I feel like mostly because it was the big one thing in my mind, but at the same time it's also like the one like I felt like I was like, okay, maybe I can get this one done faster because I have a lot more knowledge of like what I'm trying to talk about. I just knew that like the main thing that was taking a lot of his time was like the scripting part, because it was my first time in a while scripting, in a good while. So having to like adjust that was a challenge. And also editing, because I think at that point, like I haven't like vividly edited something in like a while, so it was kind of like my chance to kind of like make sure I'm remembering how to do things and also experimenting. So yeah, because I have like a couple Sonic ideas. Maybe one of them would be like a stream or something, and then I can probably edit it. Because I know one of them was like a Sonic game tier list. That was something I keep forgetting that I want to do. I think the only reason that's keeping me from doing it is because I still have yet to play the actual definitive version of Sonic Unleashed. So I think until I play that game, then I'll do it. Because I know like every other game, like even if it's some I haven't really necessarily played or don't remember playing, I still vividly remember a lot of it. To get like an actual good opinion. Sonic Unleashed, on the other hand, I still haven't. That's like the only one I vividly want to play before I even think about wanting to do anything else. And I'll probably do like a stream. Related to that. So then be more real-time interactions, stuff like that, and then I'll probably make a video editing it down. Because I know there's a lot of Sonic games. I also need to find like a good like tier list somewhere that actually gives like a good amount of games. I'm not going to do all of them because I know there's a lot of games, and so I'm just going to do the ones that like I say that matters the most. Because I think it'll be a fun idea, and also because I have a lot of opinions on a lot of different games that I know I've seen some people do tier lists, probably most of it for memes, but even then is like I see their opinions. I'm seeing like, okay, how can you put? I'll be like, how can you put this game in this tier and then this one up there? Like your logic is not logicking. It's like it's not making sense. In any case, I do have a lot of different ideas. I would like to do, I don't have a lot for like group stuff because I would like to do like group or collab related videos. One of them I'm actually really excited to do. I just need to figure out how to do this. What's it called? I think it's something called because I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably familiar with Family Feud, and I always wanted to do like some sort of game show thing. I know some point I can't do it now because I would love to do this. I do like sometimes make like Jeopardies or Kahoots on my off time. I haven't done it in a while. And I would like to get like a video, like some videos and stuff of like doing that for some people. So I think it would be really fun just to be like, yeah, let me test your guys' knowledge and then see if I can make a video off of it. Excuse me. But the Family Feud one, I think that'll be really fun. I just need to figure out how I'm gonna do this, and then mainly specifically, like, because that's the weird thing. Because I know Kahoot's a thing, and then there's actually a website for Jeopardy. But why isn't there one for Family Feud? Live stream with viewers or a video with your friends. It'll be a mixture of both. I think for like the Kahoot thing, it can be one for viewers. Because it'll be like some I'll just create off the cuff, and it'll be like a fun thing. But obviously, like doing it with friends and stuff would be fun, will also be a really funny one, obviously. But that can be another. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that was another idea I had. It was I've been like, because I don't know about you, exact, but because I know how like the YouTube like, what's it called? The YouTube algorithm works in mysterious ways. Specifically in this case, there was like a weird point in time I just get recommended like random like songs. I don't know why. I just get lists of like random songs, and and I had an idea where because of how many times I keep getting recommended random songs, anytime I do, I save it on a playlist. And I'm trying to find a time to get a group of friends to where we just go into a call and just listen to some of these, because some of these are just like one of the funniest like names. Wait, let me see if I still have it somewhere. Hold on. I think this is like one of the funniest things on how like I'll just, because none of these are just like are not like popular songs. It'll be just like random songs that'll be uploaded, and then all of a sudden it's just somehow, oh my god, it's Blue. Yeah, hey Blue, what's up? Where's the thing? Wait, what the? I have a playlist called Vor. What? Okay. Where is it? So I know it's been a while since I've actually like saved any videos or any songs related to that. Where the heck is it? Oh, here it is. I have like 30 songs in total currently. Oh, what? That one's unavailable? Are you kidding me? That's whatever. But I have like 30 songs, I guess, in total, and a lot of them are just like random, like there's like a song called Next. One says Don't Say Goodbye. And you can tell these are random because a lot of them would just be like will be low viewed like type of songs and stuff. So, Aim Potion, Benny's Jazz, Your Point of View, King Kong's Penis. For example, like some of these are just random. I'm seeing just like, where are these coming from? Oh, and I get like more recommended ones, except I can't do any of these. A lot of them are actual like popular songs, because a lot of these will like be like over like millions of views. But these would be like less than like 100 views, less than like, it would be like one that's like 1K, but less are like, but a lot of them are like less than 10. So it would be like, oh wait, oh wait, what the heck? Okay, there's like less songs now. Because apparently like 15 of them are now like unavailable or hidden, which is interesting. King Kong's what? Yeah, I am not joking. It is called King Kong's Penis by Rondos. it was a song, I guess, that was made 8 years ago, and it only has like 1K views. Yeah, it's just, turn the VPN on. Yes. I probably might need to, wait, hold on, let me see if I can actually see the other songs, actually. Because they're saying I can't see the other ones because they're hidden. No, I can... Okay, no, I guess I just can't listen to those now, but that sucks. Yeah, that sucks. I really wanted to listen to Killer Fishman by Crown Royal. I really wanted to listen to that. And... Like, cool. Like, I know, like, the moment I turn on my aux cord, it would be cool to listen to Up by 580 Beats. Man. I'm sure I can find more, but it's been a while. Maybe I should tell all my friends to do the same thing and we decide who has the best recommendation. Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Start searching them on Google. I probably will, because I will... Because I think the one for, like, the Killer Fishman, that one's just funny because it's just a redneck white guy, like, holding, like... I'm assuming an alligator. So in other words, a standard day in Florida. Close the. Could be, I don't know what the heck. Oh boy. Please. I know, Florida funny. Here, I'm gonna do. Oh, it do not be. Oh, that's. Oh, I see why. Wait, hold on. Okay, give me see it. It's this. Okay, that's why. All right. Copy. That's why I just forgot to reset it. I'm stupid. That's why I just got. That's. Bleh. Why it be like that? There. Why did it do? Why did it do that? I love Florida. They're so silly. I know. I really want to go back. I really want to go back. It was so much fun. I mean, sure I had to deal with that whole situation beforehand, but like that. But at the same time, like I really want to go back. It was so good. It was so fun. I want to see the boys again. Especially since now I know what to expect from Florida, and we can actually like do like a bigger plan instead of me just going there and be like, yeah, we came here to see you guys, so we'll whatever ideas you have, we'll just go from there. Because obviously there were certain cities we didn't entirely go to, because I never gone to the other major cities. Because initially I did want to go to Miami. I wanted to check that out, see what all the gobbledygook is going over there. And then obviously what was the other ones? I know there was Jacksonville. That's like, I mean, that one's a bit farther, so obviously we couldn't go there. But and I know there was another city we could have went to. We just never got around to it. Let's see. Was it? Oh, Tampa. There you go. Tampa was another one. We were actually very close to Tampa at one point. We just didn't go to Tampa. We just went to like the external areas, like close to it. Being from what was it? Venice and Amaria. It was Venice and Amaria. That was literally that we went to. And let me just tell you, like, so for those who don't know, I live in even though I don't know if I would say this is technically dogs myself, because I don't know, because saying, but the state in itself that I currently reside in is California. And if you don't, and here's, I will say, the one thing I at least will say, just to put down like anyone, for as much like I like to meme on California honestly isn't really all that bad. It's just that the fact that the specific areas that everyone knows about Florida, not Florida, the specific areas everyone knows about California, it's mainly just the main cities, and those aren't really that great. So, and people kind of like generalize, which is fair, because honestly, I do not like those areas either. But there are some good things about Cali, which I'll definitely say. But are the rumors about Florida true? I'm assuming what goes on with the rumors with Florida is probably the same how it is with Cali. All I can say is the area I was in, any kind of rumors you thought of about Florida for where I was currently at, I didn't see it. I didn't see. I had some Florida moments, which is hilarious. Like at that one time when we were going to West Palm Beach, for example, there was a police car right behind us that was trying to get past us, or past like the entire traffic. And there was this one car in front of it, where that in its lane. And the funniest thing that I saw that made me die laughing was that it had his left turn signal on for like the longest time. And we thought and since my friend Zach was the one that was driving, he was like, okay, maybe he's going left. Nah, went right. I don't know why. Like, it's not something I've seen. It's not something I've seen before, but it doesn't fail to like make me laugh. The alligator specifically is what I'm talking about. Oh, I have not seen any alligators. I have eaten alligators, and let me just say, that shit good, bro. That shit good. So to put it in perspective, we visited a friend that lives like somewhere like close to Okeechobee, or Okeechobee, I think that's how you say it. And let me just say, the area we went to, what was the place called again? I'll have to look back at my phone. But there is a, I'll have to remember what the name is called later, but it was I guess it was a restaurant that specialized in some form of seafood, specifically alligator. And here's the thing, I've tasted alligator before. There was like some like county state fairs going on where I live, and I remember I went to one when I was younger, and they did sell alligator. It was good. It was all right. It tastes like chicken. I'll put that fair. But for some weird reason, the one from the restaurant I went in Florida, ooh, I don't know what it is. I knew it was gonna taste like chicken, but somehow that one tasted like, it was like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was like chicken but better. Misinformation on the, yes. I don't know why. It was just better in all ways, shape, or form. I don't know. Maybe it was just the way how they cooked it and fried it and stuff like that, but it was just so good. And they didn't even need to do this to make it even better. I mean, I also had something else. I had something different. I think the alligator was like just for appetizers, but I had what was it? Like deep fried oysters, that's what it was. Which was also good. And I don't know why. Because chicken obviously tastes like chicken. It has its own, but the thing is, like, the difference is that chicken in itself has its own specific kind of taste, while anything else that tastes similar to chicken just has its own kind of thing going on. That's what the alligator had. And I think it's because of that is why it tastes so much better. But the part that literally like floored me was the different like sauces they give you, all free for you to use at once. But there was I'm mad because I look back at at the place we ate at, and I could not remember, or at least they don't give you like what kind of sauces they had, which irks me. I also did try some of their cocktails too. One of them was like a very simple like addition that I didn't think of, and so I tried it, and I'm just like, why didn't I try this before? I'll explain that later. But the sauces though, the sauces are just so good. I can't remember all of them, but there was like a key lime sauce, which threw me off, but it works so well. There's like a little bit like the sourness that it gives off. It works so well with anything you have like salty. It like mixes so well together. It's just, I didn't even think it was possible. Not only that, peach glaze. You have not known heaven until you eat something that is nicely deep fried and seasoned, and you top it off with a marinade sauce that's called peach glazed. Nigga, I am not playing. That is amazing. That is amazing. I will not front. Everything tastes like chicken because of the malaria effect or whatever it's called. Yeah, but well, at least I can tell, like, at least in this case, the alligator was better. I mean, even then, it was like, oh yeah, that, and also my friend, he actually had like deep fried turtle, which was, the turtle one was actually all right. I say it's a bit too chewy for my taste, but it was good nonetheless. I'm feeling broke from that. I'm feeling broke from that name alone. That is like a funny joke, especially since like the sauces they give out is free in itself. I just know like the food in itself was, and especially since the person we visited, her family they're great. They like, and it's funny because even though where we live in Florida, even though it's technically south, it doesn't feel like a quote unquote south state. I say specific areas in Florida kind of give you that like southern like feeling. Because I know when we go into Okeechobee, definitely the houses we looked at, the person that we visited, their family, like they basically definitely gave very south feelings. And because of that, they gave us like that nice southern hospitality, which was great. I love the family, and they were great. But the area I was in specifically, I guess it feels more it's very ranch centric, pretty much. That's like the best I can put it, because there was a lot of horses where my buddy lives. Horses are very plentiful over there, which threw me off, because obviously it's like we don't really have horses that much over here. You have to go to specific areas to like see some like horse related that's not a zoo. So it was definitely like an interesting cultural shock, I will say. But obviously, like we didn't really go to any of the main cities that much. The only one we went to specifically was West Palm Beach, which was very nice. I think I say it compared to like any other, like, I mean, so far it's the only one we vividly looked at. So obviously there can obviously be different experiences if I go to like other places like Miami, because we didn't go to Miami, which I like to. And I think when we got to the airport, we landed in Fort Lauderdale, so there's also that. But specifically West Palm Beach, I definitely say it was one of the nicer cities. It was definitely one of the nicer cities we went to. Lot of bars, I will say, so that, which actually kind of like somewhat excited me a bit. But you have not known, like, but if you're someone who lived in California like myself, I will say the moment we went to like Anne Maria and Venice, it was like a whole different world. It's like yo yo, what is this major difference I'm feeling? So to put in perspective, as much as like I do mention like how nice California actually can be, the only issues I have is that its actual like major cities, which also happens to be like the tourist areas, have like a really bad like image pretty much. Obviously there would be some nicer places, but you definitely will get hit with like the bad parts like pretty badly if you're not careful. That being like LA and San Francisco, for example. But the thing is like even some of the quote unquote nicer areas in some places like you can visit, like say like for example for the beaches and stuff, like it is completely different. I will say, for example, the closest the one of the beaches I can attest to, where you can actually see like it is pretty nice. I will say is like the one down in Santa Cruz, for example. The beaches there are actually pretty nice. I mean, it's known to be beach. It's like literally right next to the coast. I know there's other areas too, but that's like the one I vividly remember. And it looks nice, but there's always something off about it. And I think it's only because like it is the Pacific Ocean. So obviously, like if you don't go at a certain point, especially if it's like during the summer, if you don't go at a certain point, if you try and go into water, it's gonna be extremely cold. I know there's like the sand itself is very like brownish yellow. And it's also the water doesn't look all too clear, and there's like a lot of like seaweed and like seagulls and stuff, which kind of just, I think the better, nicer beach I will say is there's like, I don't know what it's actually called, but it's technically called Dog Park. I mean every place got is good and bad. Yeah. I'm just more familiar with how Cali is. It only irritates me because the bad areas are kind of spreading. Oh yeah, that, and also it's like weirdly expensive here, which really shouldn't be at all, but yeah. But just while I'm kind of thinking about moving in some cases, but maybe to Florida. But no, I need to check out other places first. But at least that's the beaches over there. Then I go to Florida. And I mean, sure, I haven't checked out the major cities, so I haven't really seen how Miami is. But bro, the difference in scenery and dichotomy from the beaches sections in Cali to over near like basically kind of like the left side of Florida where Venice and Anna Maria is. I didn't even think I was going to experience culture shock in my own country, but apparently I have. That being the fact that it was so nice. It was such a nice area. I think I still have photos I can show, but the areas are just so nice. I'm not even like on a front, like, because I'm just so surprised, like, because even like West Palm Beach like was like really nice. It was like not even that, I didn't see any raggedy areas. I mean, sure, like I said, I haven't been to Miami, so I can't say anything, but that's specifically West Palm Beach, which is still relatively close to it, so I'm still surprised. But even then, it's like really clean. Almost, it's just really clean, really nice. Like the beaches and everything, like the water clear, the sand white. Like I don't know why that was the moment I saw that, my brain like literally could not compute. I'm sitting here like, white sand, clear sky, clear water. What is this travesty? I am not excited, did not expect this. I'm just like so flabbergasted at the difference that I almost like, if my buds from Florida ever come to Cali, I don't even know, like I almost thought to myself, how can we compare? But then I found out what we could compare to. And one of the biggest things that that a lot of people will say about Florida, which I kind of don't really, okay, I will say now I kind of see it as like an issue, but in a general sense, I don't think it's that bad. But basically what I mean is that one of the main things about Florida, a lot of people will definitely talk about the moment you kind of fly over, is how flat it is. I mean, sure, obviously there's some areas that's very swampy. It is known for being a very swampish area. I mean, why do you think they got alligators and crocodiles? But at the same time, it's like, it is notoriously flat. Which my buddies like to joke about, saying like the moment they go over a hill, that's like the highest you'll go. But I didn't think of it. I don't really think of it as that big of a deal personally. I don't really care too much. But there's an area over in California that I went to when I was doing a hike, and you can literally, and it's like it's basically kind of like a mountainside, but it is, you can literally see, like, I forgot, like, I know like California is notorious to being kind of mountainous, but where I was at, it was such a beautiful view. Where I know for a fact, like, if my bud's coming from Florida over here, I'll be like, I'm showing him this. Maybe that will convince him to be like, you know what, maybe let's move to Cali. I'd rather not recommend him going to Cali, because my goodness, that is just expensive. I mean, the U.S. is like 1/3 of a country, so like all the states are their own country, or like their own country, except for ones that like Idaho, which I assume is a giant potato field. Yeah. And it's funny you say that, because I know like Idaho is known for its potatoes, and then you got other like Midwestern, kind of southern east, that's also kind of like notorious for like their corn and stuff like that. So there's also don't forget, we may have a state for potatoes, but we got many for corn. But yeah, a lot, but basically, but yeah, in its entirety, but its entire continent, my bad. 1/3 of a continent. I mean, it is a big continent, and or not really, I wouldn't say a big continent. No, that's America brain. Because North America itself is literally just like United States and Canada and certain parts of Mexico. Because at some point with parts of Mexico and going a little bit under that is like Central, and then obviously you got South America where Brazil's at. But there's a lot of big states. I just know like California is technically a big state, but it's just more long, boy. It's just more long. Texas, I would probably say, is, by definition, is maybe like the biggest state. I believe I'll have to look at that. Could be Texas, maybe Montana, but no one talks about Montana for obvious reasons. But yeah, I know it's mainly Texas and California, and I know those two are kind of like neck to neck on like which is like better, or like which is supposed to be better. Obviously, could be Texas. I'm gonna just call it there. Mostly because Texas is like the least I hear about anything bad, I guess, like in like just living wise. I know the only bad thing about it is just the immigration stuff, and I'm not gonna get too into. But even then is like both the one thing I do like about this is the one thing I do like about the United States and stuff like that, because a lot of people like to like, even like most people in America will like to talk bad about the country, which sure, it does have its faults, obviously. Like, not every country is going to be entirely perfect. But I think one of the reasons why, like, it's hard for me to think of, I'm sure some people will have this idea, especially for whatever you live, but I know some people will have this idea where, like, they will think about wanting to live somewhere else, but it's kind of hard to for whatever reason. For me, I say it's hard to try and move to a completely different country outside the US, because it's hard for me to like think of those places as like a better contender than the US. Obviously, some people will say like maybe some place in Europe. I know most people will say like Sweden, for example. But even then, it's like, I'm sure there's some Swedish people who moved from Sweden to over here to US. So, but for at least personally for me, at least, it's hard to find places that's like comparable to US where I want. The closest I will say is Japan, but I still need to visit there, and then also kind of get a gauge on like on what exactly like I plan on doing if I do want to move to Japan. But regardless, honestly, for a person who lives outside America, I imagine Texas is just the Wild West. I'm sure maybe some people in Texas will probably agree with you, but it's really not like that at all. I think some areas are kind of like that because of specific areas where it's not really that populated. But I think there's probably better places that's kind of more Wild West. That's kind of more like Wild West-ish. I don't know exactly. I think maybe Oklahoma could be a good one. Maybe Kansas. A lot of the different southern states will kind of be more up to what your thought process is of a Wild West. I know Texas is kind of like stereotypically known for that, especially with like its specific culture, especially with them guns. But one thing I will say about when it comes to America is that I like, besides the fact that it's kind of hard to compare any other country for me to even think about moving. It's also the fact that it's because of like how like I would guess like you'd say unique the US is. I feel like there's because of how many different states there are, with all of them have like their own specific like unique like cultures, like social norms, I guess you could say, and also just like rules and stuff like that. There's definitely a place for everybody. So, and that's the one thing I do like, because since each state is kind of like its own thing with their own rules and law and differences in laws based off the federal laws and stuff like that. If there's a state you live in and you don't like it, you can always move to a different state, and it can be either worse or extremely better. I think the problem is nowadays is that not a lot of people are willing to like visit out their state. Some do, but not a lot. And then that's when they get hit with like that, with culture shock in their own country, of knowing that, hey, even though it's the same country I live in, it's a different area with entirely different rules, and it's so different that it like makes me feel some type of way. That's why I basically get with Florida. The weird thing about America versus Europe is that despite how small some of the countries in Europe are, they still have their own culture. Yeah. The United States in itself is kind of like its own thing. It's very unique. Where I would say the closest country that is like the United States is definitely Canada. But Canada has its own issues right now, which is a lot worse than I remembered. But even then, it's like Canada's a close second. It's definitely a close second with how similar it is to the US, because obviously it's a big country in itself and it also has its own states. I'm assuming with its own like set of like differences and rules, just like over here in the States. The difference with places like in Europe and stuff, like it's basically obviously you have the entire continent itself, but you have all these areas are basically its own country. They're not like states where they all share same rules, but like with slight differences. They're all completely different, which in some cases is, I will say, interesting to me, because obviously like the moment, like say like for example, let me look at Europe for example, like just so I can get like a good idea where which is which. Like for example, like I can easily, if I live somewhere in Germany for example, I can easily take like a car, because of like how I guess you can, they kind of, well, they at least look small to me, but I can easily like drive if I can drive like to other places that's close to me. Like I can see like there's Poland for example, France is close by, and everything. Belgium, Netherlands. Like I can easily like drive to these places, and because it's just that close, and even then is like it'll have like its own like specific kind of like rules and culture and stuff, which I'm sure probably has like its own like issues, like in regards to like having to actually get into the country, like with passports and stuff like that, especially if you're driving. But it's interesting nonetheless knowing that's the case. Over here in the States and stuff like that, like the rules are relatively all the same. It'll be like slight differences with how they do things. Which is why, yeah, it's just like that's why a lot of people are like more familiar with how America is. If you live in any type of states, like you will easily be familiar with certain things. You just notice like there's gonna be a slight difference in how like their societal norms work, and then whatever kind of culture they have. But at least the one thing I can say about the States is how like the culture isn't entirely all that different in certain places. You'll have, that's why it's separated. Think of it this way: it's separated into like regions. We got the Western region, the Southern region, let me look back into it. Because I know like the South can be. We also got the Midwest, which kind of irritates me a little bit. Then the Northeast and so on. So let me see. Yeah, so we got Pacific. In some cases there's West, Midwest, South, and North, but there can also be Pacific, Mountain, West, North, Central, East, North, Central, West, South, Central, East, South, Central, South Atlantic, Mid Atlantic, and then New England. With New England basically being like completely like the top right section of the United States, where like Maine is at. Which I think that's like the main region like most people kind of don't talk about. At that point, because like I think the only thing that's bordering that is basically New York, and after that no one really cares. but it is interesting though. So I know like in other words, each of those regions kind of have like similar cultures in itself. So in other words, like if you live in Texas, you're probably gonna get like a certain similarity of culture if you go to Oklahoma or Louisiana and stuff like that, in Arkansas. They're kind of all kind of similar in a sense. But you'll definitely feel a difference if you go from Texas to like Georgia or Florida and stuff like that. They might be kind of similar because they're all in like in that same overall region, but the subsections are definitely different. In comparison to me, if I go to California from Texas, I can obviously tell there's gonna be a big difference. So, but it definitely would be interesting because I definitely would like to go to Texas next, especially since I have relatives that live in Texas now, so it'd be easier. I don't know if I'll ever check out the other states, because I know like in my lifetime I don't think I'll ever go to like every single state. There's just gonna be a certain amount that I would like to go to. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Alaska and Hawaii is kind of like its own separate thing too. I mean, still considered states within the U.S., but because of like how like external they are, they still have, and the fact that they do actually have like their own kind of thing going on, they actually are treated differently. Alaska's kind of not all that different. It's kind of within like the west section of things a little bit, but still so far where it's not really like influenced. Hawaii, obviously it's gonna be different. I gotta go. It's nice chatting with you. Thank you, man. Thank you for actually coming by. I hope to see you more. Glad you like that Sonic video. Can't wait for the Sonic video. Yeah, I got a couple in the thought bubble in my list here. It just depends on which one I want to do next. One of them being a Sonic timeline at some point, which is gonna be a long process. I do have more, not just that. Yeah. Oh yeah, also some other ones. I forgot. There's also some other ones too. I mean, most of those are just one-off stuff. I know, like, besides like the Sonic timeline video at some point, I do also have I was thinking of doing like a Mario vs. Sonic debate video again, because there was something I saw that made me think about it again. Then there's also Game Sega Sonic versus Archie Sonic, because obviously that's a topic I don't think anyone talks about. They just always say like Archie Sonic's stronger. And then is there another one? I think there's mainly just those three. Other than that, I think the other ones are pretty much just me playing the games and making a video off of that, which at some point I'll make specifically for Sonic Unleashed, because I still need to play it. I'm just okay. Here's the thing. I do have Sonic Unleashed. I have it from my 360 here, because it was somehow still available. I think I was initially gonna get on the PlayStation because it was on the PlayStation Store, but for some reason they took it off, which irks me. But I do have it on the original 360, and I'm kind of hesitant to start it, and besides the fact that I have other videos in the works that I'm wanting to try and do, I think it's because it's still the fact that I know people can play it on the PC and you get like 60 frames. I'm like, I want to play it on the PC. I mean, if you want the California experience in Europe, go to Amsterdam. They're actually from the parts I've been to there. That's pretty really Amsterdam. I'm curious. I'm almost kind of curious because obviously I do want to go to Europe at some point. There's a couple places I have in mind. I'm hesitant to kind of go to the UK I still kind of want to go to UK because I have a friend who passed away a long time ago that lives there, and I kind of promised I was going to go to the UK at some point. Specifically, I do want to go to Ireland because I do have some Irish blood in me, so I would definitely like to check out specifically regular Ireland. Of course, like Northern Ireland is supposedly similar. It's pretty much the UK, so. Oh, Scotland. I do want to go to Scotland though. So there's also that. Besides that, there's not really a lot of places I'd like to go in Europe. I mean, I guess Germany can be one. Maybe Italy. There isn't really a lot that's like, it's really like screaming that, yeah, let me check them out. Maybe because it's like, most people kind of don't really talk about it that much, or is like just, because obviously like, I don't hear anyone talking about, if Russia wasn't going through its weird like moments right now with Ukraine, I definitely would like to check out Russia. And stuff like that. Yeah, because there's a lot of places. Bulgaria, Turkey. Maybe. Oh yeah, I could check out Greece. I could check out Greece. So let me see. I could probably make a list of it. So yeah, Ireland, UK, Germany. Maybe Austria. Austria could be an interesting one too, because it's kind of similar to Germany in some cases I've heard. So I guess that can be a plus within there. Italy, Greece. Oh yeah, I forgot Iceland's a thing. I do want to check out Iceland because I've seen some areas in Iceland that looks really nice in certain times of the year. That would be amazing. How about Asia? I mean, besides Japan, which I will be going pretty soon, actually. So there's gonna be so if I was like planning on making on some videos, some of them is gonna take a back burner because I'll be going to Japan pretty soon. And I also need some time to actually work on my Japanese a bit. But gosh, it's difficult. But for Asia though, there isn't really a lot of places I want to visit besides Japan, which is very weeby, I know, but yeah, the main difference is the weather and that people in Amsterdam somehow do more weed than the entirety of the USA. Wish I had the freaking sound effect on me. But are you sure about that? Yeah, it might be slightly exaggerated because I don't know, maybe because I know the US is weird with weed because I know like it is technically well, obviously I live in California, it is legal, but it's weird because obviously since every state has different rules and stuff, that being like how they let their rules and stuff on certain stuff, like the legality of weed, for example. Because there's some states that has it completely legal, some has it semi-legal, which is only legal if you have a medical card, and then of course the ones that are completely not legal. For example, I know Florida. I think Florida is semi-legal, if I remember correctly. Let me check. I don't know if this is the. Let's see. It is. There's only a few. Honestly, there's actually only a few. So there's only a few states that's currently has it entirely legal. Mainly so far mainly the west side. So basically mainly where I'm at and all the states next to it is relatively like mainly, it's like very much like weed friendly. After that, if you don't go to areas like close to like where like New York and stuff like that, is not going to be entirely legal. Pretty much mainly anything else southern is not going to be entirely legal. Most of them are pretty much going to be needed it's only for medical use only. Wait, Montana is legal? You know what? No, that makes a lot of sense actually. No. That makes so much sense. Asia though. Yeah, Asia's just Asia's kind of just weird in general. I'm like where exactly like I want to like where I want to go, because obviously I do want to go to Japan. I know a lot about Japan. I always been interested in wanting to go to Japan. But there's not really any other area, I guess, in main section like Asia that I want to go to. There's not a lot of them that really like screams like, yeah, I want to check it out. It is mainly because maybe at some point I'll go to like Korea, I guess. Korea doesn't really like interest me too much. I know I know like both Korea and like Japan have some similarities. The only difference I will say from what I've gotten is that South Korea is good for extroverted people. Japan is better for like for introverted people. Actually, maybe they're not even that similar. The main reason I drew that comparison is because I had to go home early because people there smoke so much that I had an asthma attack and go, ooh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, really from weed, actually. I guess there's probably different levels of asthma, because I know I have a friend who has maybe his asthma's not too severe, because I think there was a time like me and him like we're hanging out and we were trying to smoke. It didn't work out too well because like it was a very windy day, so we couldn't like keep the thing on for that much, which I kind of feel bad for, because I had like an electric one, so I could just easily just like, so I'm just over here like doing a couple pulls. My man is still trying to like, he's still trying to get it, and I'm just sitting here just like, I feel bad. That's why at some point I'm just like, you want to hit? You want to hit, bro? But yeah, and it's funny though, because Japan, even though Japan does have its own issues and stuff like that, like, because I heard even they have like a decently bad homeless, but it's not as bad where it's noticeable, because Japan's homeless is very silent, it's very well hidden, to the point where a lot of like the stuff related to homelessness is kind of like non-existent. Like it'll show like they don't have almost next to none. But there's a lot of videos that pinpoint the ideas like, no, there actually are a lot of homeless. There's just like they're just in this weird position where they technically aren't considered homeless. Because here's the part that threw me off when I saw some videos like that, or even though they show like areas where a lot of people who are considered homeless live at, which is basically like because I know like Japan has like these electronic cafes and stuff like that, where you actually can go in and it'll be like your own little room with like a computer and a bunch of other electronics. That's where a lot of them actually kind of like vibe at. And I think because of that, sometimes in some cases they kind of don't consider that homeless, especially since the video itself even said like, yeah, some of the people that are considered homeless they also do have jobs still too. So you're just sitting here just like, I'm sitting here listening to that, and I'm thinking of the homeless over here going, and I'm sitting here just like, wow, all right. Like, I'm just shocked. I'm just like, which kind of, and part of it from the video itself that they mentioned is how what's it called? It's how like, I mean, mostly because part of it's also because of like social pressure, like in Japan, where it's kind of looked down upon to look like a lazy bum, especially if you're homeless. So even like homeless people, they actually do other things, and some of them actually even have actual like jobs. So I guess that's also why it's like, but I think it's a mixture of social pressure and the fact that there isn't really they don't really have a lot of drugs. Yeah, I heard Japanese people do this thing called Johatsu, where they just disappear. Johatsu. I've heard of that. Let me see. Let me look at that. But yeah, but a lot of them kind of just disappear. Yeah. Oh, Johatsu refers to the people in Japan who purposely vanish from their established lives without a trace. This phenomenon can be seen all over the world. Okay, well, at least it's not just a Japan thing, but it's interesting. The shame of job loss, divorce, and even failing in an exam can also motivate people to disappear. In some cases, becoming Johatsu is a way to just have a fresh start. When they disappear, they can abandon their former residence. Okay. I've heard of some people... Okay. I kind of have heard. I never actually heard the term. I didn't know there was an actual term for it. It is Japan. It makes sense. They have like terms for everything. Because I know they have a term specifically for like dying in the workplace. I forgot what it's called. I forgot what the term. What was the term again? Karoshi. That's what it's called. And then obviously they have terms for pretty much everything. And Menhera is another one. Some of them can be actual terms, some of them can be slang. But yeah. But I've heard some people kind of done variations. I know there's like I could be corrected about this at some point. I know there's gonna be kind of like randomly off, like just out of pocket. But there is a person by the name of Kaho Shibuya, where let's just say like, I don't even know why I'm trying to word this differently. I'm not making money. She used to do porn. That's it. I'm gonna just put it out there. She used to do porn. She was an adult actress. But she was an adult actress. She started at a semi-young age. I think if I remember, like, I think it's like 17 or 18, maybe. I think I don't know. I'll have to look at like some of the interviews and stuff. But she did that when she was young, and I forgot the reasoning on why. I think if I remember, the situation was like she was kind of like approached by it. And I think she was like in a position where it kind of benefited her, but obviously like she was kind of like, she was basically kind of scouted and kind of asked, and even though it's something like she wasn't really too fond of, like I think it just worked out at the time. But obviously I think after a point in time, like she just didn't want to keep doing it. It wasn't great. But it got to a point where I think her parents found out, and she basically, I think, was technically disowned. To a point where I think she basically just disappeared and had to leave. So she's doing fine. She's doing fine now. She mostly just does regular social media. I think at most what she does now is like lewd cosplays. But she mostly does social media, does streaming and stuff. And I see her in a lot of videos with the Trash Taste Boys, specifically Connor. There's always like one of the funniest memes, funniest inside jokes regarding her is that anytime when Connor used to do those Japanese videos from back in the day, like he'll always do these videos where he's doing like some sort of video about a certain thing, and he always seems to have Kaho with him, and she's like, "Oh, Kaho, what you doing here?" It's like as you can tell, I'm a regular here. It's like that's like the joke. It's like she always seems to know almost every kind of like weird thing like Connor wants to do a video of. And it just so happens she seems to regularly visit these areas, so it's just like, all right, makes it easy for me. But yeah, I don't know if she ever like specified that what she did was an example of her being a jatsu, but it sounds kind of similar. But yeah, but in any case, what was the main thing I was trying to say earlier? Oh yeah, it's the fact that Japan, there's like two things that kind of works well with like Japan's issues with their homelessness, and it's the basically social pressure, johatsu, like you said, and also the fact they don't really have a lot of drugs there. At most, they like, okay, so the main stuff they usually carry with them is that you can easily get is not marijuana, stuff with nicotine, which is cigarettes obviously, and then alcohol. That is pretty much the only two things that you can easily get in that's still completely illegal. Especially like smoke, especially because I know like with homeless people, they tend to like mostly engage in alcohol, and then smoking is still kind of like a bit more socially accepted to do because they have like places and stuff to make it easier for people to smoke. But obviously, since smoking's still kind of, smoking with its issues and stuff and everything, lung cancer, blah blah blah. I don't hear a lot of people do it that often, but people still tend to do it. I don't know. I think it's the idea that it seems that still kind of seems foreign to me, because obviously the U.S. kind of had like its own smoking culture at some point, but then now kind of died down, and now we kind of took place of that. But even then is like it's the whole thing. But it is interesting. The only thing I can say, I think when it comes to Asia, the only areas that I might actually want to visit at some point is mostly around Southern Asia. So there's not places like areas in India, Mayans, the Laos, Thailand, Vietnam. Maybe Vietnam, maybe. I'll have to see if I have to reconnect with a friend first, because if he ever goes and wants to take me along, that'd be cool. So I know she has family there. It'd be interesting. Better to go to an area that's where someone knows, so it makes sense. Most of those don't really, but maybe Thailand and maybe Vietnam, that'd be cool to check out. But I definitely would like to mainly check out maybe Taiwan, the Philippines, and Indonesia. Those three areas are kind of like my next highest I would like to go to, because obviously I know some people who are Filipino. I think I have a friend. She's Filipino, and I think actually has family over there. So that'd be cool. But obviously Indonesia has been kind of like a recent, like I have like a slowly recent interest about. So that'd be kind of interesting to like at some point want to check out. But that's mainly my thing. There's not really a lot of places I want to visit afterwards. Mainly like some sections in Asia, some sections in Europe. Oh yeah, Australia. I do want to visit Australia at some point. I have like a couple. I think there's like a couple of people I know. Taiwan mentioned minus social credit. China ain't gonna like that. But yeah, I definitely would like. Yeah, I've almost forgot about the other English speaking country. Good old land from down under. I do have a buddy that lives over there. I think I know of another buddy who actually is from Australia, and coming over here. I think specifically for Evo, that's happening. So that's the thing. I would definitely like to visit, but I definitely would like to visit Australia. Despite like the jokes and memes about Australia, I've heard it's actually very nice. So maybe New Zealand too. Maybe. That's my idea with traveling there. Even that on the down low for the time being, because I know like the only big issue when it comes to traveling anywhere is just money. I am really excited though with Japan though. Because hold on. Let me just say, since Japan's yen is still not too good in comparison to the US dollar, I'm still very excited on how much stuff I can buy. And it's only because of the fact that I think there was a video I saw. He put it in this perspective, like in regards to if you lived in the US and going to Japan, they specify saying like because the yen is still bad and the US dollar is still strong in comparison, pretty much anything you buy in Japan is like a 30% discount. I'm just in here like, I thought that's gonna be an interesting like situation right there. But then again, I'm also gonna be the since I'm the only one in the family that pretty much knows a lot more about Japan. I'm probably gonna be used as like kind of like a scapegoat in regards to everything. I'm probably gonna do most of the talking. Gonna have to plan everything, which I'm very excited for. But most likely within this month, I'm gonna have to start doing that. Because that's so pretty much most of my videos and stuff is gonna kind of take like a slight back burner. I'll try and work in tandem on like my next project. But it's gonna take like a slight back burner because of like the Japan trip. Maybe I don't know, maybe something Japan related become. I don't know. I've always been kind of hesitant to kind of do like vlog style videos because it's like, especially since nowadays like there's like a really weird stigma in regards to like people who record or live stream and stuff like that, like IRL nowadays. So it's like I'm kind of like a bit hesitant in regards to that. I would like to, especially Japan, but I know Japan has been having issues related to that. So I kind of I'll probably just keep it at like a bare minimum on certain things that's appropriate. But who knows? Honestly, Australian people seem very nice. It's just the unholy chimeras which live there pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, their wildlife is very it is very interesting, to say the least. It is very much interesting. Interesting because of the fact that I will say it's very inconsistent how their stuff works. Because I know like they got their bugs, which is like the biggest issue specifically. Like their insect species is like, it's just wow. And even like the regular wildlife is like is interesting because I know they got koalas. Koalas are apparently not as cute as you think. Quite the opposite, actually. Then they got kangaroos, which are pretty much California deer. If they were in prison. So I don't know if you've seen like some photos and stuff about kangaroos, but look at their. Actually, no. I think I could probably show it now. Actually, hold on. Some of y'all need to look at the triceps on some of these kangaroos. It's like, my lord. I swear, some of these kangaroos is like, it's like, my lord. Here, let me see if I can find my button. Look at this. Look at this, man. It's just unholy. As a wise man said, kangaroos are just if you put deer faces on a velociraptor. That also pretty much, I guess in a pretty much, yeah. Except the only difference is their hands aren't just for show. I mean, sure, they don't really use it that much. They tend to use their strong legs, but even then, it's like there's a reason why if you see a kangaroo in bodies of water, don't go. Do not go. So apparently, even though they don't really use their hands for like the fighting portion, they can use it to drown you. They will drown you. That is a thing. Which is funny because I do know there's like that video I saw of like the guy who punched, who basically like, oh yeah, man save his this video right here. It's like man saves his dog from a kangaroo. Which honestly I did not blame him whatsoever. It's like sometimes you kinda like a no choice type thing. But even then it's like, bro. Oh, this isn't. Oh, wait. Oh, that's a different video. Okay, that's the video. That's this video I was talking about. And just bapped him in the face, and he's just standing there, just like. I think it's just the fact that it's like the kangaroo's just standing there, just like, what just happened is like the funniest thing. It's just like, he's like, oh yeah, bro, what you gonna do? You're gonna chew? Yeah, he's like, hit me, hit. And he gets in, and he's like, did this nigga really just hit me? Like I'm sitting here, just like, yeah, it's like, that's like the funniest thing. It's just bap in the face and just kind of just flabbergasted. It's like just flabbergasted, just like kind of reminds me of like some people from like back in my school days, where it's like they're the ones who ask to get hit, they get hit, and then they just go just like ballistic after that, after the shock. But my lord, though. But yeah, I would like to still see kangaroos, because apparently one of my Aussie friends is still being like, oh yeah, kangaroos are still very much kind of cute, and I'm sitting like, yeah, some of them are, but they're also menaces. I don't know what else to say. They're still very much just like menaces, as those news anchor says. Like, look at the freaking triceps on it. My lord. Oh man, I still can't wait to start getting into like different videos though. I think another idea I had was like a skit type of video. Oh, I forgot to mention that. That was like a Sonic. It was another Sonic video, but it was like based on like the villain doing skits and stuff related to like the old villains. I don't know. I have a lot of different ideas. I'm just trying to figure out which one I can do. I know some of them I can easily like closely start getting footage for them as time goes on. I do have like another series that's coming soon. Maybe I can probably start on some of those. I dropped one of my boring. I say that and I pick up a dime. Stretch. Again with the phone. Stretch. Oh yeah. Maybe I'll probably start doing some other things. Get footage for some of them. Just gonna give it like some time first after like the video comes out, and then I'll probably start brainstorming which ones I can do next. Some of them are actually movie related too, which is gonna be a first. Be actually watching a movie, hopefully getting the footage for that, and then bada bing, bada boom. It's gonna be great. I'm excited. That's all I can say. I'm just straight up excited. Oh, it still will take a while. So why the heck is it being stupid? There it goes. Weird. Man. Speaking of there's not really much. Like, I'm surprised I kind of like I droned on this long for like about whatever kind of topic we were on to. I did have like some thoughts on some certain things. Not really thoughts, but stuff I wanted to mention earlier, because this is like stuff I didn't really find. I was trying to see like what stuff happened earlier. I need to start writing some of this stuff down and like save them for like next like just chatting streams and stuff like that. But but I will say though, there was some stuff I found. But speaking of the stuff I did find though, one of them of which was very interesting. I don't know if any of y'all actually saw like what's it called? The stuff going on with like Kendrick versus Drake. That was a whole thing. like my lord. I mean, I don't really follow like celebrities that much. So the whole celebrity stuff kind of like never interests me at all. But it just so happened to like that just started kind of happening, and I'm just seeing just like, oh, okay. What's the deal? What's the deal here? And I know what the deal is. Thank God for that one person who made the video. Who made the video about what's been going on with that whole, I guess, beef, you could say. Can I even call it a beef? Or drama? I don't even know. I really have no other clue. About how I can what I can call it. I just know for a fact it's just been a whole thing. Oh wait, this is a thing now? Wait. Hey. I don't know if this person finished this, but that looks nice. I almost probably want to get DBFZ just for the mod pack. Oh yeah, and then this guy. Or games just strap an engine to a spear and let you drift with it. Oh, I can't wait for that game to come out. I'm definitely easily making a video off of that when that game fully completes. But no, but Sonic the fight. That's cool. That's fun. That's nice. Obviously, no one can hear it, but it looks nice. Is it actually? I wonder. Is it actually finished? What happened to no new moves? Yeah. Yeah, I can't. Hey, muzzle. What? Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, I can't wait for this though. I mean, I can't wait for it still, but whatever. Perfect. Okay, I don't know if this person finished there, but it looks like it's getting very close. Anyways. In any case, my lord. In any case, Um, but the Drake stuff. I'm not gonna go too deep into it because I kind of don't really care too much about it. I don't really care too much about it, but it is kind of funny. It definitely is funny on like how and like the direction is going. Wait, I just okay, she's on. Awesome. This is honestly the funniest thing. I'm still waiting. Like, obviously, like I want to mention that at some point because I would definitely. I'm still like I've seen them. Oh yeah, I've seen the I have seen the Knuckles show and it's all right for what it is. Okay, I thought it was gonna be something different. It's mostly just for doing a thing. Okay, but but I saw this right here. I saw this right here. It is still funny to me. I don't know why I said still funny. I just found it now. But this right here. This is just gold. I'm not gonna lie. This right here. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna save that right there. That's good. But it's like movie theaters and Sonic fans right now staring at the encrypted file to the movie's trailer. I know, it's just like that is just perfect. That is just too perfect. I want to see that. The people who've seen like a good portion of a trailer from like that from what was it, CinemaCon. I'm just sitting here just like, bro, I never felt FOMO in my life, but now I am, and that's only because of this. Please do not ask the demons to give it back because I think it's a broken file or needs some advanced technology to fix it. When you decrypt it, it turns out to be a rickroll. Some of the files are being sent to the local theaters, and I was able to talk with the manager of the theaters to get the file, but it might be corrupted/error or something. Man, wouldn't I at this point? Wouldn't I give to work at a movie theater now? Wouldn't I give? Yeah, I'm serious. I'm kind of suffering too. I want to see the trailer should be out now. Like the Knuckles show just came out not too long ago. Like it just came out. It just came out. It came out like not too long ago. Why is it just taking so long? This would be like the perfect. Wait, hold on. When is release date? When did it release? June 23rd. I'm gonna be so angry. I'm gonna be so angry if it comes out then. I cannot wait. And I've heard some people say the trailer is probably gonna come out in like the 23rd of June because that's when like Sonic Adventure first got released. I'm saying like I hope that's not the case because we're already waiting for so long. We're already waiting for so long, and it's not even gonna get close to that yet. Oh yeah. I just want to see the trailer now. Then. Oh my god. Just give me the trailer, that's all I want. Oh man. Okay. Anyways. not gonna go too much in like anyways. But speaking of the Sonic thing, I'm not probably not gonna go too deep into like the idea with like the movie and stuff. Not the movie, the show, the Knuckles show, because I know it's weird. It did well. That's the funny thing. It actually did do well. It just so happened to be the fact that that some people weren't really too happy with how like it turned out for what it was. I mean, so far from what it was going for. I mean, so far I like it for what it is. So I'm not really tripping too much. I can understand why some people do. I definitely do get that. I think just personally, at least for me, I'm not too. I'm not too concerned about it. Because they did mention technically mention that that is not really necessary to look at for what's it called in regards to like the actual like rest of the movie story. But of course most people are still gonna look at it because like, well, Knuckles just had his thing. People want to still see the continuation regardless. So that's kind of my thought process pretty much. Oh yeah. Oh, what the heck? Wait. I feel like isn't that wrong? I'm confused. I got this on. Okay, whatever. Anyways, I know the other thing that's been like the biggest thing most people are talking about was like the Helldivers thing. I've actually never played Helldivers. I haven't really gone too deep in like the game. I don't know why. Because it was decently popular if I remember correctly, but not enough where I wanted to check it out. I don't know if there was like a max short video. Maybe I'll look at it at some point. But there was nothing interesting about it. I just knew like there became like this weird trend recently about the idea of like, I mean, I don't know, something political related. It was something political, stupid, pretty much. Apparently there was a thing that was going on with the Helldivers stuff where Sony and I think was trying to do something that many people liked, and it became like this big thing. I think it was in regards to like you needed a PlayStation Network account to be able to play it, which I think at the time when Helldivers did come out, like it wasn't necessary, and now it became necessary. I think the stuff was like, it says it was optional. It was optional for you to do that, not necessary. And now it became like necessary that you did so. And people did not like it. People did not like it. And it was I think it was mostly because like, it's funny. Most people kind of try to chalk it up to the ideas. It's mostly because it's like, oh, just because like you were too lazy to like have it to either sign in your account and have it connected, or just have like or just sign up in general. I think they're like comparing it to that, but I think the main issue is mainly because of what's it called? It was mainly due to the fact that it wasn't necessary. I think because it wasn't necessary before. And the reasoning for why they're doing it just feels like there was no reason for that. And I think not only that, but Sony, I guess, had like a past history of getting like data breached and stuff like that. So obviously, like most people are kind of like put off with the idea of thinking like, oh yeah, may like about wanting to do any of this. So it got, I just know it got so bad to the point where Helldivers ended up getting like constantly like really bad reviews as a reflection. I think even so that even like the actual like publishers of like the Helldivers game were kind of like, yeah, guys, keep doing it.
keep doing it. It is so at least the good thing is that it kind of did reach a good ending at the end of it. To the point where they're just like, yeah, you know, we will not make it. We will not make it necessary. We'll remove that. Remove that back to just being just optional. So, which honestly, like, pretty nice actually that they managed to like change that. But even then, it was still funny. One thing that I know most people are probably thinking is mostly just like so is the issue, is there really an issue in regards to like having to sign into your account on certain things? Sort of, I'd say personally, like, sort of yes, but not all the time. I know, because I know like a lot of games is kind of like in that same boat. Like I know like for like games that are like Halo, for example, with like, what was it, Halo 5 or Halo Infinite, I think. You did need a Microsoft account to actually play the game. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but it was kind of annoying. Ubisoft was kind of the same way with like most of their games, and specifically in this case with Uno, which I don't understand. I don't know. It just felt weird that just because it just felt weird that just because of the fact that it's owned by a certain publisher and you're trying to play it like on Steam or on PC, you still have to like have their programs, their company's program installed and have like an account just to play it. It just feels a bit it just feels a bit much, especially since also the difference is, I think with PlayStation Network, I think you also have to have it paid. I think I'll have to check. You also have to pay for that as well, which shouldn't be the case. I do know at least, like, because I know Microsoft, you still have to make an account. Ubisoft is still the same way. I mean, in Nintendo you kind of have to, but that's only because most Nintendo games aren't, like, you can't get on PC. Obviously, it's Nintendo exclusive. What else? I think Square Enix, you need one too, because I know I had to make an account just to play Final Fantasy 14, which I might actually stream doing at some point. Since I've been getting into that one. And what else? You don't have to do it for Bandai Namco, do you? No. Oh yeah, for you kind of have to for EA. For EA, you kind of have to too. I don't know to which extent, because I know for like the current game I've been playing, which is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I know every time I boot up that game, the EA one has to. Because Apex, you don't have to. I think it's because Apex is more or less with Respawn than anything. In other words, all I'm saying is, like, I feel like all this is kind of unnecessary. If it is necessary to do so, don't put it behind another paywall that shouldn't be there in the first place. I just know the only reason, I think the reason why people are more up and at 'em about Sony is because initially for Helldivers, it wasn't necessary, like, for you to do it. It wasn't necessary beforehand, and then they made it mandatory. And I think not only that, I think other thing I forgot to mention is the fact that not every country has the ability to like make a PlayStation Network account. So a lot of them are kind of like what's it called? They were kind of like behind the line. Behind the line and low-key banned, which does suck. But luckily we did get the good ending. It managed to like cut off from there. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I already got tired so far. But I mean, it's been like at the end of the day, this was gonna be I'm late. Hi though. Hey, what's up? We seem to come at like the funniest times when it gets like close to that. But yeah, what's up? We just had like the the most interesting beginning topic. I don't even know where exactly it was going from like that first part. It was it mostly just went into a direction about so I think we mentioned traveling and stuff like that, because since I mean, obviously you were here last time I was streaming about the fact that I traveled and stuff like that, but the ones who weren't, I was talking to them about that. But the first part of it was also because I also was vaguely mentioning the news video that's going to be coming out this Saturday. I kind of just went through like showing the what was it called? I was showing them like my general timeline of my like the video itself, which is already I can pop it up real quick because I just took a screenshot of it, because since that's a thing I like to do. Yeah, this is what that timeline look. It is that's what that timeline looks. It is actually, do I even have any other like examples as well? So that's the workspace look. Save, that's not it. Saved picture. Editing screenshots, there we go. Alright. I should at least put that here on. There we go. Good. My eyes hurt looking at that. No, it's fine. I need to also start doing the color code stuff. I have like a bunch of different examples too, because this was apparently from the Valorant video. And I guess that was the final look of that. Wait, why did I color code the? Oh, I remember why I color code though. That was for text. I forgot that was a trend. That was a trend for editing at one point, where gameplay videos with text subtitles. I was kind of necessarily planning on adding like closed captions, but but trying to do closed captions for a 30-minute long video is very excruciating. I forgot I was supposed to search up something on Premiere Pro and see if I can. Hold on. That's something I was trying to. Yeah, let me see if I can do that. Streamline your workflow, expand your YouTube audience by exporting YouTube subtitles straight from Premiere Pro projects. Can I do that? Wait, can I? Wait, I can. Yo. I can't. Oh, I'm gonna start doing that now. That is perfect, actually. Hopefully I can finish. Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, I can at least do the captions thing through like Premiere Pro and stuff like that, and hopefully I can just export that. So then I can just add it to that. That's so good. Oh, okay. I'm so happy now. I'm so happy. I had the most goofy day due to my history class got jumped, and it was just a really foggy day. Wow, yeah, that definitely that definitely sounds goofy. Also, nice editing, by the way. Thank you. I mean, this one was from that Valorant video I made a long time ago, which is a video I'm still very much proud of. Let me look at it. Hold on. It was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago, and yet I still, most of the videos I made from back in the day I'm still very proud of. I say mostly because I think at the end of the day, I think it's mostly because a lot of them were just fun. A lot of the videos were just fun. I wish I could do more of these, but obviously it's hard to do group videos like these nowadays. So I kind of just transitioned to do any form of like big project I want. Something similar to like the Sonic video. Yeah, it's just that's kind of like the only thing I can do. Are we getting that chocolate tier list video at some point? Yeah. I right now like it's gonna take some time. At least currently. Because right now for like anything content wise, like it's slowly gonna be put in the back burner again. Because what's it called? When it gets close to June. Excuse me. When it gets close to June, I'm gonna be on another trip. I'm gonna be going to Japan once it hits around like early June. Kit Kat rank #1, by the way. You can fight. No, I definitely agree. Somewhat. I don't say it's #1, but it's still definitely high. Maybe I'll have to see. I think that's another thing. I also need to find a good like tier list that has every chocolate. I think that has like a lot of different chocolates and different candies. If I can't find one, I'll probably just make one myself at some point. I probably would still kind of say Kit Kats are still kind of. I maybe I think I can agree with that. I think it's only because like because my thing with chocolate now is that I can only eat dark chocolate nowadays because regular chocolate, like if I eat too much of it, it kind of does make me a bit sick. The Kit Kats are the only few where I can still eat it, like eat the regular one normally, and not feel like I'm getting diabetes for some reason. Also going to Japan is cool. My parents can't afford it. Yeah. I will say I definitely would say it's a better time. It's a better time now, and it's only because I know you're in America, so obviously like it'll probably be a little bit easier. But it's because of the fact that the yen is still very weak, and the dollar is very strong in comparison. It is a lot easier. It's still expensive because my dad just told me. Because like for example, my dad just told me because I had to ask him a question for and get an answer for a friend. Basically, in other words, I basically asked like on average like what's like the most amount of money do you need to put on the side for a trip to Japan, and specifically in this case for one person, he said at most 3 to 4K. Probably might be a bit more for emergencies, but I say but in general 3 to 4K. So in other words, if you want to do a Japan trip, make sure to at least save that much, and maybe a bit extra for like emergencies and stuff. Because obviously, specifically, you just need that much in general is specifically just for like just getting your tickets and the hotel. And then possibly that's also going to be for like I'm assuming for emergencies, because everything else that's like in the back burner of your amount of money is probably just going to be for like your regular stuff, like getting what's it called, food and probably other souvenirs you want to get. I'm I'll probably save 10K as crazy as that. No, that's fair. Because I think it might be less. It could be less because it also depends on like how long you're staying too. There's also that. Because for me, I'm only staying for around a week. Some people might think like they'll stay for 2 weeks. Some will be like a month. So I guess it really depends. It also depends on like where you going on / where you going to be staying in Japan. What hotel you're going to be staying, and then how long. So basically that. So I'll at least give more. So all I can say is when I do come back, I'll at least give more information. Because my only concern at the time was the moment I do go is how does the currency exchange work? That was my only concern, which I found out later like it's actually not as bad. There's 2 ways to do it. There's either immediately go to your bank beforehand to get like a certain amount, to take a certain amount with you and convert it to yen, or what's it called? Or the moment you do get to Japan, there's also places in Japan for that. So far from what I gotten from my dad, we're gonna be doing both. Because it's good to have like a couple stuff on hand. And then the rest, like if for emergencies, if we ever like run out what we have on hand, we can just convert. We can also convert it when we're there. So yeah, there's definitely options. There's definitely options there, and I'm gonna be very excited because obviously I wanted to go to Japan for the longest time, especially since I actually get more say in this trip. I just need to start looking into that stuff. I'll probably to make it so where I won't feel like I'm going too crazy. Probably by the time it gets to like late May, that's probably when I'm gonna start like looking at like what places we can go to. I think for like the rest of this point in time, I'm gonna start completely just start studying my and getting more familiar with Japanese again. I was supposed to do it earlier, but I got caught up with a lot of things. Specifically, like the video coming out this Saturday. That's an example. But at the same time, I also just barely had any time. I barely had any time to myself. What happened to the 3D Sonic video you were going to do? Also on the Blackbird 3D Sonic video. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what you mean specifically, because I do know I had like a couple of videos in the head on the back burner. Oh yeah, because I have you can probably see that. Probably should do that. But because I have a lot of ideas currently. Some of them are probably either been scrapped or like kind of changed. But I do have a couple of stuff in the back, especially for Sonic related, if you're very familiar with that. There isn't really any like Sonic 3DS video thing I had in mind. There was a video I had in mind, which was gonna be like it was gonna be a Sonic Boost. It was gonna be like a Sonic Boost retrospective video. I might go back and start working on that because we just got Sonic Frontiers and we've already and we kind of like let that simmer for a bit, so I can easily probably at some point start that back up. I just gotta look at my what's it called, what I have so far in regards to my script. Okay, yeah. So far it's kind of on hold, but I might go back and just start seeing. I want to at least see what I have for that at least. Let me look at that. Oh yeah, because there was also a video about Pikmin too. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of scripts and stuff. Yeah, I'll have to look back at the Pikmin 4 one because I think I already have like a script already in the works here. I think I kind of like stopped at the time. I'll definitely probably have to record. I'll definitely have to record some more gameplay with that, and then we'll see. Also, I'm gonna get drags for this Sonic team. Currently don't get the ability to make Sonic Adventure 3. They're tiny and not big as back in the day. Yes, I think. I'm trying to remember exactly. I don't remember how big the team is now from then to now. How can I phrase Sonic number of employees? Oh yeah, how much was it for early 2000s? What's it? Okay. It can, but I think it'll be. Oh yeah. It'll probably just take a lot longer. It's definitely a decent. Oh, okay. It's hard to say exactly how much they have. I'm guessing. I really don't know. Because what I'm getting is that they're saying currently for 2023, they have 400 plus employees, but from stuff I've been hearing about about how many people they have within the team itself working on specific games, like for Sonic Frontiers, it's been like they say they had like 50 to 60 people, which isn't bad, but it's still like kind of small. I don't know. I'm not. This isn't really. I don't know. It's really hard to say exactly. They do definitely need more people, obviously, because I know like the thing I'm looking at right now was like a post from Reddit or something. They were saying like how in comparison, Breath of the Wild 1 was worked on for 4 years and they had at least like 300 people. So it's kind of hard to say. I can't really get like a general idea. They do. I think what they have now is not bad, but it's still kind of small. They do need more people. At least then, like the time to get stuff done will be a lot faster. But having a big team doesn't necessarily mean like better game. Obviously, it just would. But obviously, it would help. I think they would need outside help for some reason, like with the dude who helped make Mania. Yeah, I mean that one was I feel like that one might be a bit different because since I know like Sonic Mania was also like a passion project-ish type thing. But obviously, the people that they brought over was also like people who worked on Sonic some Sonic games as well for like port. Like I know because those are the same guys they made like certain ports for like the old classic games. Who knows? In any case. Oh yeah, that's right. I also had a script working about game franchises. God, there's a lot of ideas. There's some of them I just have to go back and to like look at some of the scripts, some of the stuff I have for the script. Oh man, maybe some of them I'll have to do like a little bit of a redo, but I don't know. Also, I don't know why the current Sonic voice cast ain't working anymore for me for some reason. I mean, it's fair. I mean, because I know like most people have been kind of like wanting a change, especially since even after certain different media, we get like different voice actors and stuff. So it would be nice. On, let me see how long it's been since. Let's see here. We got this thing. And then let me see. It's funny. You know the funny thing is about Ryan Drummond actually? I think it's the fact that for some weird reason, like to this day, like even after he voiced Sonic in like in the late 90s, he's still kind of working on like other projects for Sonic 2 to this day. Because really the wait, oh that was a demo voice. Never mind. I mean, because the last thing he worked, the last Sonic voice thing he did was for Sonic Rush. That was for E3 demo. I think it's time to get a new cast. Not that anyone's bad, but it's like it's got no. I get it. Yeah, some. Because how's Jason Griffith? I forgot what was the last thing he did. Let's see. I guess, okay, so it seems, so far for Ryan Drummond, the last Sonic related thing he did was Sonic Rush. That was in 2005, but that was for an E3 demo though. So it was probably there at the time being, but then they got Jason later. For Jason, it was the last major Sonic title he was a part of was Sonic and the Black Knight. And then, but the last one he did entirely was Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing. That was in 2010. And then as for good old Roger, what about the Roger? I mean, currently he's still going, but he started with Sonic Colors. I remember, right? Sonic Free Riders. Wait, is that what it started at? Hold on, what is Sonic? Hold on, Free Riders came out. What about BP? Oh, wait. Huh? Okay. So technically, Roger started voicing Sonic on Sonic Free Riders. Okay, interesting. And then Sonic Colors. Weird. That's what he started. So so he started doing this since 2010, and right now it's been over a decade. What about Roger then? Because Roger stopped in 2010, but when did he start? Started voicing him in Sonic X, which was in 2003. It hasn't even been okay. At least it makes a lot of sense, yeah. Because with Roger, even though Roger's done a lot, same with Ryan. Wait, what about Ryan? Wait, hold on. He started in 1998 and stopped in. Well, I guess he technically stopped in like 05. So, but how long was that? Wait. I would love for the dude who voiced Ryu from Persona 5 to voice Sonic. Yes, yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Everyone's Best Boy. So let me see. 2005 minus 1998. So in other words, Ryan voiced Sonic for 7 years. Which is interesting because even after he technically stopped, even after he stops, Jason was kind of like in the midst of coming in later. So let me see, because when did he stop? He stopped in 2010. So 2010 from 2003. Also, okay. And Roger currently, since what was it, 2010. Wow. Okay, okay, so let me put it to perspective. I mean, sure, we had other characters other people who voiced Sonic, but I don't know, but I can't really count those because those are unorthodox. Because like Jaleel White, for example, who did a lot of it from like the animations back in the day. I'm not gonna count him. But let me put it to perspective. So you got the first, so you got the official. Oh wait, I probably should add June in here. Hold on. Oh wait, I would know. Oh wait, I know this. Wait, hold on. So, 'cause he would be voicing him since 20. Okay, so fine. Wow. Okay, I can actually just show this right here. I can just show this right here. Hold on. Yeah. So to put it in perspective, here we go. So we got Ryan Drummith, then Jason Griffith, Roger Craig Smith, and Junichi. Yeah. Yeah, good old Kanemaru. Kanemaru. Yeah, so basically, in other words, Junichi Kanemaru, he technically has been voicing the song for the longest, at least on the Japanese side. It's been almost 3 decades. However, this is the part that surprised me. So Ryan, right here, voiced Sonic for approximate. If you want to talk about like in total until the last time like his voice was ever used, for 7 years. Same thing with Jason. He's been voicing Sonic for 7 years as well. Just through me, which I'm like, okay. But then Roger, on the other hand, been 14. It has been 14 years he's been voicing Sonic. Wow. So that's why I can kind of understand. That's why I can somewhat understand now about yeah, it's like, yeah, we kind of need more we kind of need different voices now. Kanemaru-san is the Charles Martinet of Scent. Pretty much, yeah. This is the JP side. But that's interesting to know. How he's been like voicing for that long, especially Roger though. But I can at least understand where it would be better to have like new voices now. But so far after what they've done since Sonic Frontiers, I'm not sure how I would feel of him of Sonic having a different voice actor from that point. Everyone would like to have Jason back, because obviously Jason felt like the epitome of what Sonic was like. I do know if Jason doesn't come back as Sonic, it would be cool. A lot of people do like him as Shadow. That's the one thing we will say is like, which is funny because Jason kind of feels more like the Charles Martinet of Sonic for the English side of things. And I only say that because since Charles Martinet is, even though he's known to voice Mario, he's also voiced the other plumbers. Jason's kind of the same way. Pretty much every like hedgehog so far and some antagonists he voiced them. Actually, let me check Silver. Did he? Who voiced Silver in the 06? Keith Capella voiced him. Okay, never mind. Silver has been voiced by other people. I say it wasn't until. Oh wow, he's been voiced by a couple people actually. Colleen can stay. She's good as Tails. Same with Mike Pollock, Knuckles, and Amy. Knuckles and Amy gotta get new ones. I kind of get it, because I forgot. I don't know who's been voicing Knuckles currently. I know people kind of feel like Idris Elba. I don't know. I mean, movie Knuckles is like he does well. He does well with movie Knuckles. But in regards to the games, wait, what? That's funny. So apparently from Sonic that's Sonic Underground. Wait, what the? Well, that's kind of funny, honestly. Okay, wait, what? Okay, so the one part I find hilarious, maybe that's why, maybe that's how Ryan Drummond got to voicing Sonic, because apparently, wait, does he have a brother? Because apparently for Sonic Underground, Brian Drummond actually voiced Knuckles in Sonic Underground, yeah, just Sonic Underground. Then some guy named Bill Wise for the OVA, which is where the joke about Knuckles being Australian came from. And apparently at some point, I guess Ryan Drummond did actually voice Knuckles, I think, well, that was in 2000 apparently. Wait, what was for 2000? Oh, Sonic Shuffle. Okay, that's probably why. 2003 to 2010, we got Dan Green. 2010 to 2018, we had Travis Willingham. We got David B. Mitchell from 2019 to now. And then currently for live action, we got Idris Elba. Yeah. Or I think Knuckles should kind of have an accent. Amy Strange for me. I'll explain in a second. Okay. Who's for Amy? I mean, currently so far is apparently... Wait, hold on. I'll check. So, from 1999... or I guess 1998, I guess they mean. They got Jennifer Dolliard at the time. Then from 2003 to 2010, we have I guess Lisa Ortiz, I think. Then from Colors, we had Cindy Robinson. Wait, didn't she voice? Wait, what? Oh, this was 9 years ago. That's why. Hey, who voiced here? Who voiced her in Generations then? Cindy Robinson okay, Cindy Robinson. Yeah, she voiced Amy in Generations, and then someone named Taeko Kawata in Japanese. In the context of the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, Anna Kendrick has been suggested as a potential voice. Given her recognizable voice and experience in various roles, including Louise Belcher in Bob's Burgers and Mabel Pines in Gravity Falls. I feel like her voice. I feel like her first actor got her right. She sounded like a teenager young girl. Cindy sounds too adult for her. I'm gonna get canceled. Lisa's take was too cutesy. Really? I have to look back at it. It's been quite some time. I'm now more familiar with how she sounds now currently. I just remember the last time I heard a vivid change in how she sounds was from Sonic Lost World, because I think it's I'll have to check later. But it sounded like the person who voiced Amy from Lost World almost sounded too similar to Minnie Mouse for some reason, which threw a lot of people off. So it was like, I don't know. The real question is like, do you actually? I wonder, for the third movie, do you really think Keanu Reeves is gonna be voicing Shadow? Oh, it was Cindy Robinson. Okay. Why does she sound so different then from that? Okay, whatever. It makes me wonder. Because I think a lot of people aren't really too opposed to Keanu Reeves voicing Shadow. A lot of people kind of wanted the guy who played Anakin Skywalker. What was his name? Hayden Christensen. In any case, they wanted Hayden to also voice Shadow. What movie was he in? Because I might know who you talk about. Wait, which one? You talk about for Hayden or Keanu? Because I'll be surprised if it was either or. But even then, is like, I think out of all like regular voice actors, most people would love to see Jason come back. Maybe even if not for, as Sonic, but like as Shadow. First dude say Keanu. You don't know who Keanu Reeves? Hold on. I'm actually kind of surprised. Hold on, give me a sec. This man, the freaking Mr. John Wick Your Breathtaking clip. That guy. This guy. In other words, yeah, he Keanu Reeves, aka John Wick, pretty much. But yeah, apparently apparently a lot of people has been saying like, oh yeah, also Matrix 2. I forgot he was also from the Matrix too. But a lot of people, but I've been seeing a lot of stuff saying like he was actually gonna be, was saying it was confirmed that he was gonna be Shadow, voicing Shadow in the movies. If he is, great. But until we get a trailer and actually hear the voice, we'll see. But some people say maybe Hayden from the guy who played Anakin Skywalker. Maybe he would be. I don't know. But a lot of people was kind of saying like, well, since they brought the voice actor from Tails to play as Tails in the movie, maybe they can get a voice actor from the Sonic movie to actually play as Shadow. Be easier. I mean, a lot of people like I said, a lot of people want Jason to be it, because I think out of all Shadow voice actors, I probably should. Yeah, so far it's been mainly been Jason Griffith. Yeah, it's not much actually. So yeah, Jason Griffith so far has been mainly been like the most iconic and most memorable. He voiced him for 2004 to 2010. Wait, David Humphrey. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Shadow did sound a different. There was a different Shadow voice actor from when he first got introduced. That was David Humphrey. So yeah, David Humphrey voiced him first. Then ever since I think ever since when was Heroes again? When was Sonic Heroes? Sonic Heroes was 2003. Okay, yeah. So in other words, David Humphrey didn't voice him for that long. Yeah, David Humphrey only voiced him for like 2 games, pretty much. Shadow being played by John Wick would be fun. Yeah, no, there's already been memes about it. Yeah. So David Humphrey was the first voice actor of Shadow, and he didn't do it from that long. It was for like 2 games. And after that was Jason Griffith for the longest time until 2010. I don't know what hold on. I forgot, when was 2010 exactly? 2010. Oh yeah, that was from the let's see. yeah. And so far, I think the current voice actor has been Thornton. That's his name. That's the current one. So far, yeah. So far, it's showing confirmation that Keanu Reeves might be the voice actor for Shadow, because it's saying, so far it's saying that in the live act. I don't know. Who know? You know, good, cool. I'm actually curious to see how he sounds. Haven't been keeping up with the Sonic movie stuff because of the writer's strike. Fair. I mean, it's already been pretty much finished. I think that the actual filming stuff, and I think right now they're just like, so right now at this point it's all, everyone's just waiting for the trailer, which they've been showing that it exists. The trailer and the file for it exists. The movie theaters actually have it, but obviously no one has been able to release it currently for whatever reason. No one's been leaking it. Right now it's just kind of just there. And I've heard of some movie theaters have already been playing it. But right now I'm just sitting here just like, everyone just wants to just see the trailer at this point. Like the Knuckles show has already been has already went by. So at this point it's like, okay, the Knuckles show, you can easily binge it. It's been already over a week at this point. Can we get the Sonic movie? Because the thing is, they showed us a bit of a snippet of the movie, the Sonic 3 movie, in CinemaCon. But ever since then, like, no one has just been posting anything. So at this point, it feels like even the fandom itself is blue balling everybody, and it's just, I hope Amy gets in there. There's actually lack of yeah, I know, people's been saying that. I kind of hope so too. The best way I see it, because I know people want both Amy and Rouge to be in there. I don't really care too much if Rouge doesn't get into it. It would be nice if she did. But at most, I would like to see Amy, because Amy is at least integral. Amy at least in comparison between Amy and Rouge, Amy is at least like very integral. Yeah. Just like Maria, Amy is just as integral. Because at least I know, like in the actual game, like Amy actually did help Shadow with the pep talk. So honestly, it would be kind of weird. It'd be kind of weird if Amy wasn't in it. Yeah. But other than that, like, I just want to see the trailer. I want to see where that goes. I'm excited. What's this about? Alright, so. Oh yeah, what do I have for the boost thing? Yeah. I think the other thing is that I also need like recordings and stuff for other games. I don't know. Like, imagine not having the leading lady in the movie. Yeah. I mean, Amy was still kind of put in the back burner anyways from Adventure 1 and 2. But at least then she had a bigger part in 2. So it would be nice to have her in there. Maybe she's probably gonna be like Tails, and like how even though like Tails was obviously in the second movie, he kind of wasn't used too much. They basically put him in the introduction, obviously, because it was important to have him in Sonic 2. Gave him his own little arc, and then after that, bygones be bygones. Also very remarkable for people who like that too. Who wants to be allergic to money? Am I right? Oh man. God, there's so many different projects I want to do. It's gonna take a while. Because I have like also a couple like ideas of like doing like different Sonic skits. One about one of them basically being Amy Jones getting canceled. Huh? What's that about? I know there was that one point where some people were trying to give her shit earlier, and that was like in regards to like apparently her dating somebody, and apparently, well, at least there's rumors saying she was dating Ryan Drummond or something. But I don't know. What's I don't know. I also been hearing stuff about Mike too, but I really don't care too much. What? But I'm confused. What's going on now? I don't know. Too many people are getting canceled, or at least almost. I did find her Dr. Phil episode. That's what it was? Oh, it wasn't that. Oh. Wait, what the heck was it? Yeah, because the only thing I see in regards to Amy Jones is just regarding to, and that she was yeah, because I'm confused. No, that's like the one thing no one I'm seeing is talking about. The last thing people were talking about in regards to her was it was because of the rumor about her and Ryan Drummond. That was it. Hmm. I'll find it and then probably watch it later. I'm probably gonna sit here just like, oi, but oh, that's why it was made like a month ago. I don't know. I'll watch it later. No, no worries. I found it. I just wouldn't be surprised from that point. Because my PC is pushing 9 years. Oh boy. It makes me wonder, like how. It makes me kind of wonder, like, if your computer's older than my friend's, because my friend hasn't, I think, had his computer since. I'll have to ask. I think it was probably like, what was it, 2013, 2017? I don't know. I'll probably have to ask later. Ugh. Alright. In any cases, I'm excited for the new movie. Whenever that trailer finally comes out, please let it come out this month. I don't. Some people's been given rumors saying it might come out in around the day when SA2 came out, and I kind of hope not, because that's like over a month away. So I'm just like, whatever. No, yeah. Then again, I haven't found anything. In relation to like I haven't found anything in relation to her like being really a bad person at all. There's just there was only two controversies I saw related to her, which was the Ryan Drummond thing, and then the one with that one Knuckles rapper. I think it was the rapper for SA2, I think. I'm sure it is. Because I think majority of a lot of what's going on is going to be slightly different, because it takes places in like his own movie canon, but it's definitely going to have a lot of stuff related to SA2. Plus most of like the main stuff that's going to be necessary to the story, it's also pretty much confirmed that you're going to be seeing a lot of that. So I am going to be very, very happy about. Uh, well, in any case, I'm probably gonna have to cut it off here because somehow the stream went off a lot longer than it should. But it was supposed to be short anyways. Because your boy has the work later. Oh boy, but hopefully though I do plan to like there's gonna be so there is gonna be like another stream later this week. It's probably gonna if things work out well, it'll happen Sunday. So because I have that day off as well because it's gonna be like my extra day off after what's it called? Pretty much after because I do graduate, like at least I do like the ceremony graduation on the 11th, same day as when the video comes out. So after that, then the next day afterwards, that's when I'm gonna do a stream, kind of talking about the video in itself, kind of go depth into that and blah blah blah. They said they were gonna make a Sonic Movie 3 cinematic universe, and that'll be the last thing I say. Oh yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna be like. I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, if they do it, I wonder in what direction will they take it? Will they do something completely original, or similar to the other media? Because some people were saying like it might be similar. It might try to do similar to like Sonic X, so they can like shoehorn the metrics and stuff like that. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised either way. But yeah. In any case, yeah, I'm gonna stop it from there. In any case, I do hope, at least for the time being, like you enjoyed yourselves while you were here. It's been a while since I did a good stream. Hopefully, stuff like that will be coming back soon. Maybe, hopefully, in regards to like playing games, getting footage and all that. I'll still have to pick and choose what games I'll probably want to do, or at least what video. But we will definitely see. In any case, hope you enjoy. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I'm gonna go ahead and relax. Have a good old relaxation. Until I go to work. All right. Hey guys, you guys enjoy yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and peace out now. Take care, friends. Until next time. Ooh, let's go. Let's get it, boy. Day.